Welcome back to The Gamer. Today we're talking about the ultra-popular Nintendo Switch. Yes, we know the Switch blew away audiences when it debuted in March of 2017, but much like an onion, this little device has layers of goodness we're still peeling back. That's right, we're going to do a rundown on the capabilities you probably didn't know your Switch had. If you're a fan of our work, support our team by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Stick around, because this video, we're going to take a look at the Nintendo Switch. Minecraft Story Mode is coming. Alright guys, here's one we know you don't know because it was just announced the day that this video was made. Minecraft Story Mode, the complete adventure, will be available in North America August 22nd and Europe later this month. That's right, the ultra-popular gaming system and the top-selling game have finally brought Story Mode to the Nintendo Switch. For those who aren't familiar, Story Mode is, well, the Story Mode version of Minecraft. Players assume the role of Jesse, voiced by Patton Oswalt if you decide to be male, hilarious by the way, or Catherine Tabor if you decide to be female. Additionally, Corey Feldman plays a role, equally hilarious. Anyway, Jesse, your character, embarks on a mission to find the Order of the Stone. Story Mode takes you across the overworld, the netherworld, and lastly, the end. If you're a fan of Minecraft and your Switch, this is a must-buy. We won't get too deep in the details as we don't want to drop any spoilers on you, but you should know what's included. The complete adventure will include all 8 episodes from the first season of Minecraft Story Mode, which is 5 episodes from the original Season Pass and 3 episodes from the Adventure Pass. Frame rate hack. I'll be fully honest here. This little hack has been pretty well documented since it was discovered earlier this year, but for those who don't know, this hack is so important, we couldn't leave it out of this video. It's an absolute necessity that you know about this hack, so let's talk about the frame rate. One of the reasons we all love the Switch is that it has an impressive catalog of games available to play. It's no surprise that some of these games, such as Zelda, can be a bit demanding on the hardware and the software. Have you ever noticed your Switch occasionally glitch or drop a few frames as if it's lagging? Well, if you weren't playing online and were getting some glitchy dropped frames, we may have a fix for that. This one involves your Wi-Fi. That's right, as with all software, bugs happen, and this one has to do with the Switch scanning for available Wi-Fi networks. Every time the Switch scans for a network, the game glitches. We see this occasionally on some computers, so it's not surprising to see this on the Switch, but the fix is simple. Go to airplane mode or turn off your auto connect. Done! Now go enjoy your Switch glitch-free with a little extra battery juice to go on the side. Play games meant for other countries. That's right! If you weren't already amazed by the catalog that includes Zelda, Minecraft, Mario Kart, and Street Fighter, Nintendo has your back. Due to the Switch's popularity, game designers have ramped up production and are pumping out the content. If you're still not satisfied, the Nintendo Switch has one last trick up its sleeve. Yep, this one is called the Nintendo eShop hack, though it's not much of a hack. Much like any app store on any mobile device, the Nintendo eShop is very similar, but there's one minor twist. Normally, eShops and app stores are segregated by country. It's pretty obvious why, however, there's one major side effect: fewer games for the gamer. Also, it's usually pretty difficult to change. Well, on the Nintendo Switch, gamers have found that by simply creating a new account with, say, Japan selected as the player's country of origin, the Nintendo Switch will load up that particular country's eShop. Pretty awesome! Now all you have to do is create accounts for your favorite countries and voila! You can play with their eShops. What a great way to acquire some culture and never ever get bored. If you do still get bored, maybe it's time you put the Switch down for a while. Online is free for now. For right now and lasting through fall of 2017, Nintendo Switch users are free to play online. The end date hasn't been officially provided, though we know the end is right around the corner. This is interesting because we're right at the crossroads of a new pricing strategy. Going forward, Nintendo has announced that they'll be following the online monthly subscription service for their games. It'll be similar to the Xbox. This'll be extremely annoying. What was once free will soon cost money, but hopefully the money spent to play online will purchase dedicated servers and the online play will be top-notch. However, if you still find this unbearably annoying, there is still one minor workaround. One of the best features about the Nintendo Switch is its local gameplay ability. That's right, 8 Nintendo Switch players can meet up locally, connect, and game. Playing with buddies in the same room, hands down, is always the best way to game. One of the best features on the 3DS made the journey to the Switch, and we couldn't be happier. Until the new pricing goes into effect, we recommend you game and game hard, because it will soon start costing you money. Suspend and resume functionality. That's right, suspend and resume functionality. Have you ever noticed that your Switch is like a phone? As in, a lot like your phone? Clicks on and off, there aren't long boot times, etc. That's because the Nintendo Switch uses an ARM processor instead of the traditional x86 found on Xbox Ones and PS4s. These ARMs are found on most mobile devices, which is why your Switch behaves like a phone. On most traditional consoles, almost every game requires an internet connection to battle, and this is where one of the Switch's greatest selling points comes in. Think about it. The Switch was designed primarily to be highly portable. What does that mean? It means users will likely need the Switch to work without internet connections available. Thusly, one of the Switch's greatest selling points is that, unlike its console counterparts, most of its games are designed to be played without internet. We believe the Switch is the console of the future. The Xbox and PlayStations will eventually get smaller, hopefully to the point where they become easily portable, and hopefully we'll see the ARM chips continue to develop. Although, when you think about where cell phones were 10 years ago to where they are now and where the Switch is, the change is unbelievable. The Pro Controller. You heard that right. We know you know about the Pro Controller. Some of you may even know it as the $70 plastic accessory. Nevertheless, this video is about things you don't know, and we promise to deliver on that. First thing you should know, this controller is a must-buy. If you played with the Switch's standard Joy-Con controllers, you know that they're solid. However, they're not fully prepared for the gaming long haul, if you know what we mean. And that's where the Pro Controller comes in. The Rumble Pack effect is very strong, excellent vibration, which is what we're looking for in a Rumble Pack. A nice, firm vibration. It also has NFC, which is a great way to connect to the Switch. If not, at least there's the consolation that your hard-earned dollars won't become technologically obsolete relatively soon. And lastly, perhaps you did know about the aforementioned, but did you know about the hidden message? Yep, on the right joystick, when pressed downward fully, a hidden message reads, "Thanks to all game fans." We can appreciate that. After all, we did just spend $70 on a piece of plastic that just so happens to be amazing. Many agree that it was money well spent. Hidden Facebook. As we all know, the Switch does not have an internet browser. Many have lamented this fact, while others remain hopeful that such a feature will be introduced soon. However, as with all operating systems, the Switch has got a flaw. Many thanks and shoutouts to our fellow internet sleuths for cracking the case. While we don't have the full internet browser, we do have access to Facebook, which for many is good enough. Follow along. What we do is head over to the user settings, then tap Posting to Social Media, and bear with us, tap Link. Tapping Link will take you to your Facebook login page, and from here, you can navigate to all your Facebook needs. Based on this flaw, we know that there are other loopholes available. There has to be. This problem is so common we find it on most mobile apps. Given the volume of data on the Switch, we're certain another loophole exists. Question is, who's gonna find it? If it's you, or you've just found it, post in the comments section below and tell us about it. I'm sure there are plenty of people who'd love to turn their Switch into their do-it-all machine. Keyboard compatible. This one you may or may not know about, but we figured to include it because it's an extension of what we were saying earlier, the whole thing about consoles of the future. In case you didn't know, your Switch is more than a Game Boy, or even a modern-day Game Boy for that matter, as yes, it is keyboard compatible. You have USBs on the docking cradle, so it does indeed need to be docked, but it's not a big deal. When you think about it, the fact that the Switch is keyboard compatible is pretty remarkable. We know the Switch can be used as a communication device via messaging, etc., but there's not much that would really prevent the Switch from becoming a full-scale iPhone. Throw an antenna, camera, a little software lift, and bam, you've got the holy grail. In case you didn't know, it has a freaking capacitive screen like the iPhone. But here's what we want to know. Does the Switch represent the console or gaming style of the future? Think about it. As technology innovates and becomes smaller, could the Xboxes become Switch-sized? There's a lot to be said about portability. We all have to admit, the Wii was ahead of its time. Maybe the Switch will be the same. Calibration. We put this one in for the more advanced gamers. That's right, you can calibrate your Joy-Cons or your Pro Controller using the built-in calibration tool. While on the surface this feature may seem insignificant, it's a helpful tool for the advanced user. One reason the calibration tool is important is because the seasoned gamers will remember the Nintendo 64 three-pronged controller very well, and they may also remember that if the controller was plugged in with the stick slightly askew, the controller aiming would be slightly skewed. Another reason it's important is because we all have been that guy, or at least know the guy who refuses to admit that they suck, insisting instead that the hardware is faulty. While glitches do exist, one way to nip that hardware excuse in the bud is to inform your fellow gamer as they begin to complain about the controller that they can calibrate their controller. Who knows, maybe they play better. Chances are they will not. Lastly, the calibration tool is especially important for those who have much larger or much smaller hands. Calibrating the joystick to suit your specific needs can help in those instances. Wii remotes? We mentioned earlier that the Wii was ahead of its time. It's just a fact, even though we don't see too many people jogging in place. Well, anyway, much like Blizzard and their love for Easter eggs, Nintendo has an affinity for Easter egg-ish things, and they like to use them in their products. Don't get us started on the Easter eggs in Mario. Endless. However, one example of this on the Switch was the hidden message of the Pro Controller that we told you about earlier. Another would be the fact that the Joy-Con remotes can also be used as Wii remotes. Granted, these were cracked by World of Goo and they were using the remotes only to control the pointer on the screen, but you have to ask, why would the Joy-Cons have this functionality? The controllers pair via Bluetooth or NFC. Why would they have the pointers? Since the hack works without the TV bar, we believe Nintendo's spatial awareness tech has improved exponentially, that's all. Whatever the reason, we think it's pretty cool. Much like the Wii maintaining relevance, we can only assume the Switch is similar. We bet Nintendo's next product will have some sort of reference to the Switch. Well, that's it for us. What did you think? Did we make any embarrassing blunders? Let us know in the comments section below. We think the Nintendo Switch is pretty incredible. But tell us what you think. If you enjoyed this video, check out similar ones in our channel playlist. Like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.